Question number 101. How can a company reduce its total cost of ownership using AWS? Option A, by minimizing large capital expenditure. Option B, by having no responsibility for third-party license costs. Option C, by having no operational expenditure. Option D, by having AWS manage applications. The correct answer is option A, by minimizing large capital expenditure. This is a statement about cloud economics. The cloud replaces large upfront capital expense with pay-as-you-go operating expense, and you get billed for only what you use. Question number 102. Which option does AWS make available for customers who want to learn about security in the cloud in an instructor-led setting? Select 2. A, AWS Trusted Advisor. B, AWS Online Tech Talks. C, AWS Blog. D, AWS Forums. E, AWS Classroom Trainings. Correct answers are AWS Online Tech Talk and E, AWS Classroom Training. These are instructor-led sessions, and they are the right options here. Question number 103. Which of the following will enhance the security of access to the AWS Management Console? A, AWS Secret Manager. B, AWS Certificate Manager. C, AWS Multi-Factor Authentication. D, Security Groups. E, Password Policies. Correct answer is AWS Multi-Factor Authentication and AWS Password Policies. The multi-factor authentication adds a second login factor on top of a password for stronger security. Question number 104. Which of the following features can be configured through the Amazon Virtual Private Cloud VPC dashboard? A, Amazon CloudFront Distribution. B, Amazon Route 53. C, Security Groups. D, Subnets. E, Elastic Load Balancing. The correct answers are C, Security Groups, and D, Subnets. Security Group are stateful virtual firewall that controls inbound and outbound traffic for an instance. Security groups are firewalls at instance level. Question number 105. For which auditing process does AWS have sole responsibility? Option A, AWS IAM policies. Option B, physical security. Option C, AWS Amazon S bucket policies. Option D, AWS Cloud Trail Logs. Correct answer is the physical security. It is the responsibility of AWS to provide the physical security of the cloud. That means they take care of the hardware components of the cloud. And whereas, on the other hand, the customer is the one responsible for securing whatever data they put into those hardware. Question number 106. Which of the following are advantages of AWS Consolidated Billing? Select 2. A, the ability to receive one bill for multiple accounts. B, service limits increasing by default in all accounts. C, a fixed discount on the monthly bill. D, potential volume discount as usage in all accounts is combined. E, the automatic extension of the master accounts AWS support plan to all accounts. The correct answer are A and D, the ability to receive one bill for multiple accounts and potential volume discounts as usage in all accounts is combined. Question number 107. Which of the following common IT tasks can AWS cover to free up company IT resources? A, patching database softwares. B, testing application release. C, backing up databases. D, creating database schema. E. Running penetration tests. The correct answers are patching database software and C. Backing up database. Question number 108. A company wants to expand from one AWS region into a second AWS region. What does the company need to do to start supporting the new region? A. Contact an AWS account manager to sign a new contract. B. Move an availability zone to the new region. C. Begin deploying resources in the second region. D. Download the AWS Management Console for the new region. Correct answer is C. Begin deploying resources in the new region. An AWS region is a separate geographic area made up of multiple isolated availability zones, and you can simply select a region from your dashboard or management console and start deploying resources in it. You don't need to do any of the other things suggested by the other options, A, B, and D. Question number 109. Why is it beneficial to use elastic load balancers with applications? Option A, they allow for the conversion from application load. B, balancers to classic load balancers. C, they are capable of handling constant changes in network traffic patterns. D, they automatically adjust capacity. They are provided at no charge to the users. The correct answer is they are capable of handling constant changes in network traffic patterns. Elastic load balancers distribute incoming traffic evenly among receiving resources or servers. Question number 110. Which is the minimum AWS support plan that allows for 1 hour target response time for support cases? A, enterprise, B, business, developer, D, basic. Correct answer is B, business. The AWS business support is a 24/7 tier with phone, chat, and email access and the full set of trusted advisor checks. Question number 111. What is the lowest cost durable storage option for returning database backups for immediate retrieval? Option A, Amazon S2. Option B, Amazon Galaxia. Option C, Amazon EVS. Option D, Amazon EC2 Instance Store. Correct answer is Amazon S3. Question number 112. What AWS team assists customers with accelerating cloud adoption through paid engagement in any of several specialty practice areas? Option A, AWS Enterprise Support. Option B, AWS Solution Architect. Option C, AWS Professional Services. Option D, AWS Account Managers. The correct answer is option C, AWS Professional Services. AWS Professional Services is a consulting organization that helps customers deliver projects on AWS. Question number 113. A company needs 24/7 phone, email, and chat access with a response time of less than 1 hour. If a production system has a service interruption, which AWS support plan meets this requirement at the lowest cost? Option A, basic. Option B, developer. Option C, business. Option D, enterprise. Correct answer is C, business. You can read up all these tiers of AWS support under the support and management documentation. Question number 114. If a customer needs to audit the change management of AWS resources, which of the following AWS services should the customer use? Option A, AWS Config. Option B, AWS Trusted Advisor. Option C, Amazon CloudWatch. Option D, Amazon Inspector. Correct answer is AWS Config. AWS Config records resource configuration over time and evaluates them against policy rules. Question number 115. How does AWS Trusted Advisor provide guidance to users of the AWS cloud? Select 2. A. It identifies software vulnerabilities in applications running on AWS. B. It provides a list of cost optimization recommendations based on current AWS usage. C. It dictates potential security vulnerabilities caused by permission settings on account resources. D. It automatically corrects potential security issues caused by permission settings on account resources. E. It provides proactive alerting when an Amazon EC2 instance has been compromised. The correct answers are B and C. It provides a list of cost optimization recommendations based on current AWS usage. And it dictates potential security vulnerabilities caused by permission settings on account resources. Question number 116. Which AWS managed service is used to host databases? A. AWS Bash. B. AWS Artifact. C. AWS Data Pipeline. D. AWS or Amazon RDS. The correct answer is obviously Amazon RDS is correct. The Amazon RDS is a managed relational database service that is compatible with MySQL, PostgreSQL, and handles patching, backups, and failover for the user. Question number 117. Which of the following identity and access management entities is associated with an access key ID and secret access key when using AWS command line interface? Option A, IAM group. Option B, IAM user. Option C, IAM role. Option D, IAM policy. The correct answer is option B, IAM user. IAM users can sign in using access keys. Question number 118. Under the shared responsibility model, which of the following is the customer responsible for? A. Ensuring that the disk drives are wiped after use. B. Ensuring that firmware is updated on hardware devices. C. Ensuring that the data is encrypted at rest. D. Ensuring that network cables are category 6 or higher. The correct answer is C. Ensuring that data is encrypted at rest. Question number 119. Which AWS service provides a simple and scalable shared file storage solution for use with Linux-based AWS and on-premise servers? Option A, AWS. Option A, Amazon S3. Option B, Amazon Galaxy. Option C, Amazon Elastic Block Storage. Option D, Amazon Elastic File Storage. Correct answer is Amazon EFS. Amazon EFS is a shared file system that many EC2 instances can mount at the same time. Question number 120. What credential components are required to gain programmatic access to an AWS account? Select 2. A. An access key ID. B. A primary key. C. A secret access key. D. A user ID. E. A secondary key. The correct answers are A. An access key ID and C. A secret access key. Question number 121. Which of the following is a shared control between the customer and AWS? Option A. Providing a key for Amazon S3 client-side encryption. Option B. Configuring an Amazon EC2 instance. Option C. Environmental controls of physical AWS data center. Option D. Awareness. Correct answer is D. Awareness. Which type of AWS storage is ephemeral and is deleted when an instance is stopped or terminated? Option A, Amazon EBS. Option B, Amazon EC2 Instance Store. Option C, Amazon EFS. Option D, Amazon S3. The correct answer is Amazon EC2 Instance Store. They are ephemeral and they get wiped off when the server is stopped. Question number 123. Which of the following is an advantage of consolidated billing on AWS? Option A, volume pricing qualification. Option B, shared access permission. Option C, multiple billings per account. Option D, eliminates the need for tagging. The correct answer is option A, volume pricing qualification. Volume pricing qualifications is the best choice for this question. Which services are part of the AWS serverless platform? A, Amazon EC2, Amazon S2, Amazon Athena. B, Amazon Kinesis, Amazon SQS, Amazon EMR. Option C, AWS Step Functions, Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon SNS. Option D, Amazon Athena, Amazon Cognito, Amazon EC2. The correct answers are option C, AWS Step Functions, Amazon DynamoDB, and Amazon SNS. Question number 125. Which of the following Amazon EC2 pricing models allow customers to use existing server-bound software licenses? Option A, Spot Instance. Option B, Reserved Instance. Option C, Dedicated Host. Option D, On-Demand Instances. Correct answer is C, Dedicated Host. An EC2 dedicated host is an entire physical server allocated to you, typically for per socket or per core software licensing. Question number 126. Which of the following security measures protect access to an AWS account? A, enable AWS Cloud Trial. B, grants least privilege access to IAM users. C, create one IAM user and share with many developers and users. D, enable Amazon CloudFront. E, activate multi-factor authentication for privileged users. Correct answers are grant least privileged access to IAM users. E, activate multi-factor authentication for privileged users. You can pause the video and read up why these are the correct choices. Question number 127. Which AWS service provides the ability to manage infrastructure as code? A, AWS Code Pipeline. B, AWS Code Deploy. C, AWS Direct Connect. D, AWS CloudFormation. Correct answers are AWS CloudFormation. AWS CloudFormation is AWS own tool, or put simply, it's like Terraform owned by AWS. AWS CloudFormation provides infrastructure as code from a template, so environments are repeatable. You can also use it to monitor what is known as drift. As you go ahead in your study, you will get to learn more of drift detection and how to correct it. What is an question number 128. What is an advantage of deploying an application across multiple availability zones? Option A, there is a lower risk of service failure if a natural disaster causes a service disruption in a given AWS region. Option B, the application will have higher availability because it can withstand a service disruption in one availability zone. Option C, there will be a better coverage as availability zones are geographically distant and can serve a wider area. Option D, there will be decreased application latency that will improve the user experience. The correct answer is B, The application will have high availability because it can withstand a service disruption in one availability zone. This is correct. An availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with independent power and networking inside the region. So if one fails, the other one should be able to still provide availability for the application that is running in that zone. Question number 129. A customer needs to run a MySQL database that easily scales. Which AWS service should they use? Option A, Amazon Aurora. Option B, Amazon Redshift. Option C, Amazon DynamoDB. Option D, Amazon Elasticsearch. The correct answer is option A, Amazon Aurora. Amazon Aurora is a high-performance MySQL and PostgreSQL compatible managed relational database built for the cloud. The other options are not correct. Amazon Redshift is data warehouse. Amazon DynamoDB is a NoSQL database. Amazon Elasticsearch is an in-memory caching database used to speed up application. Question number 130. Which of the following is an AWS cloud architecture design principle? Option A, implement single points of failure. Option B, implement loose coupling. Option C, implement monolithic design. Option D, implement vertical scaling. The correct answer is implement loose coupling. Loose coupling is correct in this sense. Loose coupling is the idea that infrastructure or applications should be built in a modular way such that when one fails, it will not cascade to the others. So loose coupling is correct in this case. You can pause the video and read up why other options are not correct. Question number 131. AWS Enterprise Support users have access to which service or feature that is not available to users with other AWS support plans? A, AWS Trusted Advisor. B, AWS Support Case. C, Concierge Team. D, Amazon Connect. The correct answer is C, the Concierge Team. The Concierge Team is a billing and account specialist group included with the Enterprise Support Plan. Question number 132. A company will be moving from an on-premise data center to the AWS cloud. What would be one financial difference after the move? Option A, moving from variable operational expense to upfront capital expense. B, moving from upfront capital expense to variable capital expense. C, moving from upfront capital expense to variable operational expense. D, elimination of upfront capital expense and elimination of variable operational expense. Correct answer is C, moving from upfront capital expense to variable operational expense. What this simply means is that in on-premises, you have to buy everything you need to run your application, and sometimes you may be underusing those facilities, but you must pay everything upfront. Whereas in AWS, you can enjoy variable operational expenses. You get to pay only for what you use. Next question. Question number 133. When performing a cost analysis that supports physical isolation of a customer workload, what compute hosting model should be accounted for in the total cost of ownership? A, dedicated host. B, reserved instances. C, on-demand instances. D, no upfront reserved instances. The correct answer is dedicated host. The dedicated host is an entire physical server that is allocated to you, typically for per socket or per core software licensing. Question number 134. Which AWS service should be used for long-term, low-cost storage of data backups? Option A, Amazon RDS. Option B, Amazon Galaxia. Option C, AWS Snowball. Option D, AWS EBS. Correct answer is Amazon Galaxia. Amazon S3 Galaxia provides very low-cost storage for long-term archive. Question number 135. Which Amazon EC2 instance pricing model can provide discount of up to 90%? A. Reserved instances. B. On-demand instances. C. Dedicated host. And D. Spot instances. The correct answer is spot instances. Question number 136. Which of the following AWS services can be used to serve large amounts of online video content with the lowest possible latency? 2. A. App Gateway. B. Amazon S3. C. Amazon Elastic File System. D. Amazon Galaxia. E. Amazon CloudFront. Correct answers are Amazon S3 and Amazon CloudFront. Amazon S3 is highly durable object storage for files of any size with versioning and life cycle features. It stores objects rather than running databases or compute, while Amazon CloudFront is a CDN content delivery network that catches content at edge locations near users to reduce latency. Question number 137. What can AWS edge locations be used for? Select 2. A. Hosting applications. B. Delivering content closer to users. C. Running NoSQL database caching services. D. Reducing traffic on the server by caching responses. E. Sending notification messages to end users. Correct answers are D. Reducing traffic on the server by caching responses. B. Delivering content closer to users. Question number 138. A company is planning to migrate from on-premises to the AWS cloud. Which AWS tool or service provides detailed reports on estimated cost savings after migration? Option A, AWS Total Cost of Ownership Calculator. Option B, Cost Explorer. Option C, AWS Budget. Option D, AWS Migration Hub. Correct answer is AWS TCO. Question number 139. Which AWS service provides a customized view of the health of a specific AWS service that powers a customer's workload running on AWS? Option A, AWS Service Health Dashboard. Option B, AWS Excel. Option C, AWS Personal Health Dashboard. Option D, Amazon Cloud Watch. The correct answer is option C, AWS Personal Health Dashboard. The AWS Personal Health Dashboard shows the status of AWS services and any events affecting a specific account. Question number 140. One of the advantages to moving infrastructure from an on-premise data center to the AWS cloud is A. It allows the business to eliminate IT bills. B. It allows the business to put a server in each customer's data center. C. It allows the business to focus on business activities. D. It allows the business to leave servers unpatched. The correct answer is C. It allows the business to focus on business activities. Question number 141. How can an AWS user with an AWS Basic Support Plan obtain technical assistance from AWS? Option A, AWS Senior Support Engineers. Option B, AWS Technical Support Managers. Option C, AWS Trusted Advisor. Option D, AWS Discussion Forums. The correct answer is option D, AWS Discussion Forums. Question number 142. How can a user protect against AWS service disruption if a natural disaster affects an entire geographic area? A. Deploy applications across multiple availability zones within an AWS region. B. Use hybrid cloud computing deployment model within the geographic area. C, deploy applications across multiple AWS regions. D, store application artifacts using AWS artifacts and replicate them across multiple AWS regions. C, deploy application across multiple AWS regions. Question number 143. Which activity is a customer responsibility in the AWS cloud according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? Option A, ensuring network connectivity from AWS to the internet. Option B, patching and fixing flaws within the AWS cloud infrastructure. Option C, ensuring the physical security of cloud data centers. Option D, ensuring Amazon EBS volumes are backed up. The correct answer is option D, ensuring Amazon EBS volumes are backed up. Question number 144. In which scenario should Amazon EC2 Spot instances be used? A company wants to move its main website to AWS from an on-premise web server. B, a company has a number of application services whose service level agreement requires 99.99% uptime. C, a company's heavily used legacy database is currently running on-premise. Option D, a company has a number of infrequent interruptible jobs that are currently using on-demand instance. The correct answer is option D. A company has a number of infrequent interruptible jobs that are currently using on-demand instances, even though AWS can reclaim them at any time. But then, under these circumstances, on-demand instances are costly. Spot instances should be used. Question number 145. A customer is deploying a new application and needs to choose an AWS region. Which of the following factors could influence the customer's decision? Select 2. A, reduce latency to users. B, applications presentation in the local language. C, data sovereignty compliance. D, cooling costs in hotter climates. E, proximity to the customer's office for on-site visits. Correct answer is the correct answers are A, reduce latency to users. C, data sovereignty compliance. Question number 146. Which AWS service provides alerts when an AWS event may impact a company's AWS resources? A, AWS Personal Health Dashboard. B, AWS Service Health Dashboard. C, AWS Trusted Advisor. D, AWS Infrastructure Event Management. Correct answer is A, AWS Personal Health Dashboard. AWS Personal Health Dashboard shows the status of AWS services and any event affecting a specific account. Question number 147. Which disaster recovery scenario offers the lowest probability of downtime? A, backup and restore. B, pilot light. C, warm standby. D, multi-site active. Correct answer, D, multi-site active. Question number 148. Which service's primary purpose is software version control? A, Amazon Code Stack. B, Amazon Command Line Interface. C, Amazon Cognito. D, AWS Code Commit. Correct answer is AWS Code Commit. This is part of AWS developers tool for building, testing, and deploying code. Question number 149. How can a customer increase security to AWS account logons? Step 2. A, configure AWS Certificate Manager. B, enable multi-factor authentication. C, use Amazon Cognito to manage access. D, configure a strong password policy. E, enable AWS organizations. Correct answers are enable multi-factor authentication. D. Configure a strong password policy. Multi-factor authentication adds a second login factor on top of password for stronger security. Why? Configuring a strong password policy helps enforce strong, regularly rotating passwords. 150. Which of the following components of the AWS global infrastructure consist of one or more disparate data centers interconnected through low latency links? Option A, availability zone, B, edge location, C, regions, D, private networking. Correct answer is A, availability zone. An availability zone is one or more data centers with independent power and networking, usually found inside a region. Question number 151. One benefit of on-demand Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud pricing is A, ability to bid for a lower hourly cost, B, paying a daily rate regardless of time use, C, paying only for time use, D, paying for instances and paying a lower, D, prepaying for instances, paying a lower hourly rate. Correct answer is C, paying only for time used. Question number 152. What can assist in evaluating an application for migration to the cloud? A, AWS Trusted Advisor, B, AWS Professional Services, C, AWS Systems Manager, D, AWS Partner Network, E, AWS Secret Manager. Correct answer is B, AWS Professional Services, and D, AWS Partner Network, APN. Question number 153. A characteristic of edge locations is that they A, host Amazon EC2 instances closer to the users, B, help lower latency and improve performance for users, C, catch frequently changing data without reaching the origin server, D, refresh data changes daily. Correct answer is option B, help lower latency and improve performance for users. Question number 154. Which of the following are valid ways for a customer to interact with AWS services? Select 2. A, command line interface, CLI. B, on-premises. D, software as a service. C, software development kit. E, hybrid. Correct answers A and C, command line interface and software development kit. Question number 155. What is the value proposition of the AWS cloud? A, AWS is responsible for security in the AWS cloud. B, no long-term contract is required. C, provision new servers days. D, AWS manages user applications in the AWS cloud. Correct answer is no long-term contract is required. Question number 156. A company is migrating an application that is running non-interruptible workloads for a 3-year time frame. Which pricing construct would provide the most cost-effective solution? Option A, Amazon EC2 Spot instances. Option B, Amazon EC2 dedicated instances. Option C, Amazon EC2 on-demand instances. Option D, Amazon EC2 reserved instances. Correct answer is Amazon EC2 reserved instances. They provide resizable virtual servers that you can provision and control in the cloud. Question number 157. Which AWS service is used to track, record, and audit configuration changes made to AWS resources? A, AWS Shield. B, AWS Config. C, AWS IAM. D, Amazon Inspector. Correct answer is B, AWS Config. AWS Config records resource configurations over time and evaluates them against compliance rules. Question number 158. Which feature of the AWS cloud will support an international company's requirement for low latency for to all of its customers. Option A, fault tolerance. Option B, global reach. Option C, pay-as-you-go pricing. Option D, high availability. Correct answer B, global reach. Question number 157. How can one AWS account use reverse instances from question number 159? How can one AWS account use reserved instances from another AWS account? A, by using Amazon EC2 dedicated instances. B, by using AWS Organizations Consolidated Billing. B, by using the AWS Cost Explorer tool. D, by using AWS Budgets. Correct answer is B, by using AWS Organizations Consolidated Billing. AWS Organizations centrally manages and governs multiple AWS accounts, including consolidated billing services and control policies. Question number 160. What are the benefits of developing and running a new application in the AWS cloud compared to on-premise? Select 2. AWS automatically distributes the data for high durability. B, AWS will take care of operating the application. C, AWS makes it easy to architect for high availability. D, AWS can easily accommodate application demand changes. E, AWS takes care of application security patching. Correct answer is C and D. AWS makes it easy to architect for high availability. AWS can easily accommodate application demand changes. You may want to pause the video to read up and understand why these options are regarded as the right answers. Question number 161. Which of the following services falls under the responsibility of the customers to maintain operating system configuration, security patching, and networking? Option A, Amazon RDS. Option B, Amazon EC2. Option C, Amazon Elastic Cache. Option D, AWS Fargate. Correct answer, Amazon EC2. Question number 162. AWS supports which of the following methods to add security to identity and access management users? Option A, implementing Amazon Recognition. Option B, using AWS Shield Protected Resources. Option C, blocking access with security groups. Option D, using multi-factor authentication. Option E, enforcing password strength and expiration. Option D and E are correct, using MFA and enforcing password strength and expiration. Question number 163. Which service provides a hybrid storage service that enables on-premise applications to seamlessly use cloud storage? Option A, Amazon Glacier. Option B, AWS Snowball. Option C, AWS Storage Gateway. Option D, Amazon Elastic Block Storage, EBS. Correct answer is option C, AWS Storage Gateway. Question number 164. Where should a company go to search software listings from independent software vendors to find, test, buy, and deploy software that runs AWS? Option A, AWS Marketplace. Option B, Amazon Lumberyard. Option C, AWS Artifact. Option D, Amazon Cloud Search. Correct answer is AWS Marketplace. AWS Marketplace is an online catalog where you can find, buy, and then deploy third-party software that runs AWS. Question number 165. Which of the following is a component of the AWS global infrastructure? Option A, Amazon X. Option B, Amazon AWS regions. Option C, Amazon Lightsail. Option D, AWS organizations. Correct answer, AWS region. Question number 166. Which Amazon EC2 pricing model adjusts based on supply and demand of EC2 instances? Option A, on-demand instances. Option B, reserved instances. Option C, spot instances. Option D, convertible reserved instances. The correct answer is option C, spot instances. EC2 spot instances says capacity still discount, but can be reclaimed by AWS with little notice, so they suit fault-tolerant or flexible workloads. Question number 167. A company wants to migrate its application to a VPC on AWS. These applications will need to access on-premise resources. What combination of actions will enable the company to accomplish these goals? Select 2. A. Use the AWS Service Catalog to identify a list of on-premise resources that can be migrated. B. Build a VPN connection between an on-premise device and a virtual private gateway in the new VPC. C. Use Amazon Athena to query data from the on-premise database servers. D. Connect the company's on-premise data center to AWS using AWS Direct Connect. E. Leverage Amazon Cloud Funds to restrict access to static web content provided through the company's on-premise web servers. Correct answers are: build a VPN connection between an on-premise device and a virtual private gateway in the new VPC. Amazon VPC is your own logically isolated private network within AWS where you can place resources, so you can make that connection. The second option that is correct is connect the company's on-premise data center to AWS using AWS Direct Connect. AWS Direct Connect provides a dedicated private network link between your data center and AWS bypass the public internet. Question number 168. A cloud practitioner must determine if any security groups in the AWS account have been provisioned to allow unrestricted access for specific pods. What is the simplest way to do this? A. Review the inbound rules for each security groups in the Amazon EC2 Management Console to check for pods 000/0. B. Run AWS Trusted Advisor and review the findings. C. Open the AWS IAM console and check the inbound rule filters for open access. Option D. In AWS config, create a custom rule that invokes an AWS Lambda function to view firewall rules for inbound access. Correct answer is run AWS Trusted Advisor and review the findings. Run AWS Trusted Advisor and review the findings. AWS Trusted Advisor will inspect your account and recommend improvement across cost, performance, security, fault tolerance, and limits. Which of the following security-related services does AWS offer? Select 2. A. Multi-factor authentication, physical tokens. B. AWS Trusted Advisor security checks. C. Data encryption. D. Automated penetration testing. E. Amazon S3 copyrighted content detection. Correct answers are AWS Trusted Advisor security checks. C. Data encryption. AWS Trusted Advisor security checks inspects your account and recommends improvement across cost, performance, security, fault tolerance, limits. Question number 170. Which of the following services have distributed denial of service mitigation features? Select 2. A. AWS Web Application Firewall. B. Amazon DynamoDB. C. Amazon EC2 D. Amazon CloudFront, E. Amazon Inspector. Correct answer are A. Amazon Web Application Firewall, and D. Amazon CloudFront. Question number 171. Which of the following AWS features enables a user to launch a pre-configured Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud instance? A. Amazon Elastic Blocks EBS. B. Amazon Machine Image. C. Amazon EC2 Systems Manager. D. Amazon AppStream 2.0. Correct answer B. Amazon Machine Image, AMI. Question number 172. A solution that is able to support growth users, traffic, or data size with no drop in performance aligns with which cloud architecture principle? A. Parallel. B. Implement elasticity. C. Decouple components. D. Design for failure. Correct answer is option B. Implement elasticity. Elasticity is the ability to automatically add capacity when demand rises, remove it when demand falls, such that you get to pay only for what you use. Question number 173. Which AWS cloud benefit eliminates the need for users to try and estimate future infrastructure usage? A. Easy and fast deployment of applications in multiple AWS regions around the world. B. Security of AWS cloud. C. Elasticity of the AWS cloud. D. Lower variable cost due to massive economics of scale. Correct answer is C. Elasticity of the AWS cloud. Elasticity, once again, is the ability to automatically add capacity when demand rises and remove it when demand falls. Question number 174. What can users access AWS artifacts? A. AWS security and compliance documents. B. A download of configuration management details for all AWS resources. C. Training materials for AWS services. D. A security assessment of the application deployed in AWS cloud. Correct answer A. AWS security and compliance documents. Question number 175. Compared with cost in traditional and virtualized data centers, AWS has A. Greater variable cost, greater upfront cost. B. Fixed usage cost, lower upfront cost. C. Lower variable cost, greater upfront cost. D. Lower variable cost and lower upfront cost. Answer D. Lower variable costs and lower upfront costs. This is a statement about cloud economies. The cloud replaces large upfront capital expense with pay-as-you-go operating expense so that you build only what you use. Question number 176. Which AWS service would a customer use with a static website to achieve lower latency and higher transfer speeds? A. AWS Lambda. B. Amazon DynamoDB Accelerator. C. Amazon Route 53. D. Amazon CloudFront. Correct answer, Amazon CloudFront. Uses edge locations near users to reduce latency. Question number 177. How do Amazon EC2 auto-scaling groups help achieve high availability for a web application? A. Automatically add more instances across multiple AWS regions based on global demand of the application. B. Automatically add or replace instances across multiple zones the application needs it. C. They enable the application store content to reside closer to end users. D. They're able to distribute incoming requests across a tier of web server instances. The correct answer is B. They automatically add or replace instances across multiple availability zones when the application needs it. Question number 178. Which of the following can limit Amazon Simple Storage Service bucket access to specific users? Option A, a public and private key. Option B, Amazon Inspector. Option C, Amazon Identity and Access Management Policy. Option D, Security Groups. Correct answer is option C, AWS Identity and Access Management Policies. Question number 179. How should a customer forecast the future cost for running a new web application? Option A, Amazon Aurora Thread. Option B, Amazon CloudWatch Billing Alarms. Option C, AWS Simple Monthly Calculator. Option D, AWS Cost Usage Reports. Correct answer is AWS Simple Monthly Calculator. The Simple Monthly Calculator was AWS old cost estimating tools. It has been replaced by the AWS Pricing Calculator. Question number 180. Where are AWS compliance documents such as SOC 1 reports located? A, Amazon Inspector. B, AWS CloudTrail. C, AWS Artifact. D, AWS Certificate Manager. Correct answer C, AWS Artifact. AWS Artifact is the portal for downloading AWS compliance reports and accepting agreements. Question number 181. Which of the following tasks is the responsibility of AWS? A, encrypting client-side data. B, configuring AWS identity and access management roles. C, securing the Amazon EC2 hypervisor. D, setting user password policies. Correct answer C, securing Amazon EC2 hypervisor. This, under the AWS Shared Responsibility Model, AWS secures the cloud itself, while the customer secures what they put in it. Question number 181. Under the Shared Responsibility Model, which of the following areas are the customer's responsibility? Select 2. A, firmware upgrades of network infrastructure. B, patching of operating system. C, patching of the underlying hypervisor. D, physical security of data center. E, configuration of the security group. The correct answers are B, patching of operating system, and E, configuration of the security group. These are customer responsibility. Question number 183. A company is looking for a scalable data warehouse solution. Which of the following AWS solution would meet the company's need? A, Amazon Simple Storage Service. S3. B, Amazon DynamoDB. C, Amazon Kinesis. D, Amazon Redshift. The correct answer is D, Amazon Redshift. Amazon Redshift is a managed petabyte scale data warehouse designed for analytics and complex queries, not for real-time transactional workload. Question number 184. Which AWS service provides a way to extend an on-premise architecture to the AWS cloud? Select 2. A, Amazon EBS. B, Amazon Direct Connect. C, Amazon CloudFront. D, AWS Storage Gateway. E, Amazon Connect. The correct answers are AWS Direct Connect. D, AWS Storage Gateway. AWS Direct Connect provides a dedicated private network between data center and AWS by passing the public internet. On the other hand, AWS Storage Gateway is a hybrid service that connects on-premise applications to AWS cloud storage. Question number 185. What are the advantages of the AWS cloud? 2. A, fixed rate monthly cost. B, no need to gauge capacity. C, increase speed to market. D, increase upfront capital expenditure. E, physical access to cloud data centers. Correct answers are B, no need to gauge capacity requirements. C, increase speed to market. Question number 186. How can the AWS cloud increase user workforce productivity after migration from an on-premise data center? A. Users do not have to wait for infrastructure provision. B. AWS cloud infrastructure is much faster than on-premise data center infrastructure. C. AWS over application management behalf of users. D. Users do not need to address security and compliance issues. Correct answer. A. Users do not have to wait for infrastructure provision. Question number 187. Which of the following services will be used to deploy an application to servers running on premises? A. AWS Elastic Beanstalk. B. AWS OpsWorks. C. AWS Code Deploy. D. AWS Spark. E. AWS X-Ray. Correct answers are B. AWS OpsWorks and C. AWS Code Deploy. AWS OpsWorks is a configuration management service that uses Chef and Puppet to automate server setup, while AWS Code Deploy is part of AWS developer tools for build, testing, and deploy code. Question number 188. What is an example of agility in the AWS cloud? A. Access to multiple instance types. B. Access to managed services. C. Using consolidated billing to produce one bill. D. Decrease acquisition time for new compute resources. Correct answer is D. Decrease acquisition time for new compute resources. Question number 189. Which AWS security service protects applications from distributed denial of service attack with always-on detection and automatic inline mitigations? A. Amazon Inspector. B. Web Application Firewall. C. Elastic Load Balancing. D. AWS Shield. Correct answer is AWS Shield. Question number 190. A company is considering using AWS for a self-hosted database that requires a nightly shutdown for maintenance costs purpose. Which service should the company use? A. Amazon Redshift. B. Amazon DynamoDB. C. Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud with Amazon Instant Store. D. Amazon EC2 with Amazon Elastic Block Store. Correct answer is Amazon EC2 with Amazon Elastic Block Store. Amazon EC2 provides resizable virtual servers in the cloud, while Amazon Elastic Block Store provides persistent volume storage. Question number 191. Which AWS characteristics makes AWS cost-effective for a workload dynamic user demand? Select 2. Option A, high availability. Option B, shared security pricing model. Option C, elasticity. Option D, pay-as-you-go pricing. Option E, reliability. Correct answer, option C, elasticity. Elasticity is the ability to automatically add capacity when demand rises and remove it when demand falls. Question number 192. Which service enables risk auditing by continuously monitoring and logging account activities, including user actions in the AWS Management Console and AWS SDKs? Option A, AWS CloudWatch. Option B, AWS CloudTrail. Option C, AWS Config. Option D, AWS Health. Correct answer, AWS CloudTrail. AWS CloudTrail records API calls and account activities for auditing, governance, and security investigation. Question number 193. Which AWS service can be used across hybrid AWS cloud infrastructures? Option A, Amazon Route 53. Option B, Virtual Private Gateway. Option C, Classic Load Balancer. Option D, Auto-Scaling. Option E, Amazon CloudWatch Default Metrics. Option A, Amazon Route 53. Question number 194. What costs are included when comparing AWS total cost of ownership with on-premise TCO? A. Project management. B. Antivirus software licensing. C. Data center security. D. Software development. Correct answer C. Data center security. Question number 195. Which of the following security-related actions are available at no cost? A. Calling AWS support. B. Contacting AWS professional services to request a workshop. C. Accessing forums, blogs, and white papers. D. Attending classes at a local university. Correct answer C. Accessing forums, blogs, white papers. Question number 196. Which AWS feature will reduce a customer's total cost of ownership, TCO? A. Shared Responsibility Security Model. B. Single tenancy. C. Elastic computing. D. Encryption. Correct answer C. Elastic computing. Question number 197. Which of the following services will automatically scale with an expected increase in traffic? A. AWS code pipeline. B. AWS load balancing. C. Amazon EBS. D. AWS Direct Connect. In this case, it is AWS Elastic Load Balancing. It distributes incoming traffic across multiple targets to improve availability and fault tolerance. Question number 198. Under the AWS Shared Responsibility Model, which of the following activities are the customer's responsibility? A. Patching the operating system components for Amazon Regional Operating. A. Patching operating system components for Amazon Relational Database Service, Amazon RDS. B. Encrypting data on the client side. C. Training the data center staff. D. Configuring network access control list. E. Maintaining environmental controls within data center. The correct answers are B, D, E. Encrypting data on the client side. D. Configuring network access control list. E. Maintaining environmental control within a data center. Question number 199. Which is a recommended pattern for designing a highly available architecture on AWS? E. Ensure that components have low latency network connectivity. B. Run Amazon EC2 instances to operate peak load. C. Ensure that the application is designed to accommodate failure of any single component. D. Use a monolithic application that handles operations. Correct answer is C. Ensure that the application is designed to accommodate failure of any single component. Question number 200. What is one of the advantages of the Amazon Relational Database Service, Amazon RDS? A. It simplifies relational database administration tasks. B. It provides 9/11 reliability and durability. C. It automatically scales database for load. D. It enabled users to dynamically adjust CPU and RAM resources. Correct answer is A. It simplifies relational database administration tasks.